Now on CoastTV News.
Milton's water fight.
We have to do something.
Flooding, erosion, and storm damage threatening Milton's future.
Changing course. Delaware's electric vehicle rules are under fire. What could drive the EV mandate off the road?
Ocean City rumble. From rare classics to dragsters, even movie car cameos, Ocean City's inlet is roaring with nostalgia.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Milton from above and new plans protecting the town from flooding, erosion, and more. Good evening. I'm Christina DiRobertis.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with Milton following in the footsteps of other coastal towns.
Protecting local waterways like the Broadkill River, that's one reason Milton is now asking the Army Corps of Engineers for help. Live in Milton is CoastTV News reporter Emma Aiken. Emma, the town's location makes it particularly vulnerable.
Christina, I'm standing right here along the Broadkill River, and between this water and the Delaware Bay, the town faces a lot of flooding, and they want to do something to prevent that problem, which is why they're asking the federal government for money.
Water. Lots of people want to live near it, but that beauty comes with major challenges. In Milton's case, flooding, erosion, and storm damage.
If we can't take care of the environment, what's the point?
That's why the town is asking the Army Corps of Engineers for money to conduct studies and consider projects to restore and conserve the area.
We have to do something before we completely destroy this beautiful place that we live in.
At a Milton Town Council meeting on Monday, officials will debate a letter they are considering sending to the Army Corps. If accepted, the federal government would fund the feasibility study completely up to $200,000. Local Bernadette Michaels says Milton needs the help.
Protecting is most important for the future generations. They're going to inherit, and we want to leave a healthy legacy for our children to be able to live healthy environments, chemical-free, and protect our waterways.
Like a lot of towns, Milton is looking for answers to a persistent problem, all while trying to determine how to pay for the solutions.
With an average elevation just 60 feet above sea level, flooding is a concern across the entire state of Delaware. Milton is just the latest area here in Sussex County trying to deal with the problem, but certainly they won't be the last. Reporting live in Milton, Emma Aiken, CoastTV News.
All right, thank you, Emma. And as you just saw from Emma, protecting against flooding and storm damage, it's a big topic here on the coast. In Lewis, the city is now proposing what's called a resiliency fund to be used to both prevent and react to natural disasters. Lewis wants to take money from existing sources like property taxes and parking revenue and specifically set them aside for fixing infrastructure and responding to storm damage.
And all of this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what's most important to protect coastal towns from flooding.
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. And you can see homes are still the most popular answer with 67%, shorelines with 17%, 8% each for roads or businesses.
And those numbers have changed a little bit. If you want to go vote, you can do it at coasttv.com or use our mobile app. Plus, you can leave a comment. And we're going to show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11.
We're taking a live look outside now into Ocean City, and our first alert chief meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a check on the weather. Paul, what's the weekend looking like?
It's looking a little bit better if you're trying to avoid the rain. But now this is kind of a give and take kind of a situation. We actually need the rain statistically and climate-wise, but there's a lot of plans out this weekend, right? So we got to split the apple in two on this one. So our Laurel camera, we're at a nice warm summer-like feeling, 83 degrees at this point. We're going to drop down by 10 degrees by 9 o'clock with increasing cloud cover going into the overnight period. But notice how warm we are and how diverse it is. I mean, we're at 65 in Bethany Beach, but we're at 84 to 85, for example, in Bridgeville, 83 in Milton, 82 in Gumboro, as well as Del Mar. Now, we take a look at the precipitation and the lack thereof. We were expecting a thicker amount of rain to begin to kind of galvanize just to our west, but it's staying very scattered at best and really falling apart as it runs into this pocket of dry air right here. But we have more in the way of condensed rain that's coming out of the Mississippi Valley region. But our chances of rain have dwindled for Friday, have escalated by Sunday. So we may actually get through Saturday with all the outdoor events down in Ocean City and all that without dealing with the rain, because we're looking at isolated chances of rain at best. We go up to scattered and widespread by the time we get to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That's kind of the way to read this, because someone just hit me up on Facebook about how do you read this thing. So it goes all the way up to scattered here, okay? Just short of widespread. So we're looking at scattered for Sunday, Monday, and to Tuesday. Then we fall back down to widely scattered, just as our class for today. Now, coming up, we'll talk more in the way of enhanced showers going into next week. But until then, back to you, Christina.
All right, thank you, Paul. Well, now you're looking at electric vehicle charging stations in Milton. Delaware Governor Matt Meyer says he's working to roll back a mandate from the Carney administration that requires a certain percentage of new cars sold in Delaware to be electric starting in 2027. Coast TV News reporter Zakia Jennings is live in Milton tonight. Zakia, Senate Republicans are now introducing a bill to block the regulation.
Christina, Georgetown Senator Brian Pettyjohn introduced the bill. I also spoke with the owner of an auto shop in Milton. He thinks the state is not ready for the EV mandate, saying there aren't enough charging stations like this one. Mark Cammie, owner of Camco Tire and Auto Center, is checking out one of his customers. Cammie has been in the auto service industry for years and says he is not in favor of the Carney administration's electric vehicle rules.
Electric vehicles do not do very well in wet, salty conditions, which is where we live. And that's a big problem because the air is humid. Now, not right away, but as the car gets older, so does all the components of the car. And you're kind of going to have to constantly do maintenance on them.
Georgetown Republican Brian Pettyjohn says he supports the governor's opposition and explains what the next steps might be.
The governor can start the regulatory process to roll back that regulation. He has indicated that he's going to wait right now because there are some things happening over in D.C. on Capitol Hill where the U.S. House of Representatives has passed a bill that would revoke California's waiver that allows these EV mandates to occur.
A push to roll back electric vehicle rules if the federal government doesn't beat Delaware to it. IG Burton BMW of Milford will be hosting a EV education event on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Live in Milton, Zakia Jennings, Coast TV News.
And new at 6, it's been 100 days since Governor Matt Meyer took office. So far, his administration is focused on major issues like affordable housing, job growth, and public education, calling for better teacher pay and stricter cell phone rules in classrooms. While some support the direction, others say they want to see more detailed plans. And while Meyer cites national instability as a challenge, critics say his attention should stay on Delaware.
One of the things that I'd be critical of this governor in is that I wish that he, from my perspective, would stop campaigning and start governing.
In addition, Governor Meyer has introduced 3 new tax brackets as part of his proposed budget, which is still under review.
New tonight, we have an update on a deadly police shooting in Milton. According to Delaware State Police, it happened here on West Springside Drive. They say a 44-year-old Milford man was shot and killed by troopers after a chase involving a suspected impaired driver who ran into a home with a knife. When he didn't follow police commands to drop the knife, troopers then opened fire. He did die at the scene and his name has not been released. The troopers are on leave as the shooting is investigated.
And here's something new to consider, a new bill proposal that could ban the sale of dogs and cats in retail pet stores. And instead, the stores would then partner with local animal shelters and rescue organizations to showcase adoptable animals. The bill has been assigned to the House Health and Human Development Committee.
And another bill making its way through the General Assembly would ban red dye 40 in public and charter schools. It passed in the state Senate this week. Senate Bill 69, it would block sales of food and drinks with the dye during school hours. Red dye 40, it's found in things like cereal, chips, popsicles, and dairy products. The bill now goes to the House Education Committee.
Tomorrow, it's the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby, and the all-day celebration is happening right here on Coast TV. You can catch it at 2:30.
And we are just getting started tonight.
The 42nd annual spring sidewalk sale back in Rehoboth Beach, what you can expect.
And we could have a bit of a rainy weekend ahead of us. I'll show you what I'm tracking because as we go into next week, we're looking for more widespread rain there as well.
But first, it's day 2 of OC Cruisin'. We'll take a look at some hot rods and classic cars when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The inlet lot in Ocean City was packed today for day 2 of OC Cruisin' with hot rods and classic cars taking over.
And with the event lasting through Sunday, organizers say over 3,000 hot rods will make their way through the resort town. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Ocean City. Brandon, you were all over the lot today, checking out the sweet rides that came through OC.
Christina and Charlie, the lot is starting to empty out now with the formal car meet ending at 5. But as you can see behind me, there's still some classics here in the inlet lot. And when you talk about the sights and sounds of OC Cruisin', you get it all. Anywhere from Model Ts to classic cars, those hot rods, and some newer stuff. But one dump truck stole the show here in Ocean City and how it got to the coast. Classics, dragsters, and a famous actor from the movie Cars, and one classic dump truck with a story. You might not be able to tell by the looks of the outside and the looks of the inside, but this truck is a 1966 Mack dump truck with only 6,000 miles on it. Gil McKee worked repainting the dump truck and helped bring it back to life for more than just looks.
Some of them just say, oh, you shouldn't have wasted all your time and money, but this truck has a story to it. It was the owner's father's truck. He lost it, he got it back. And like I said, we got it back about 10 years ago. And we've been slowly rebuilding the whole interior. It's all been rebuilt.
The inlet lot opened at 9 this morning for classic cars and trucks to come park. Gary Dove says he woke up at 4:30 this morning to get to the boardwalk for the parade, setting him up for a primetime corner spot on the inlet to bring his 1931 Model A.
I've owned this car for about 5 years. When it comes to the show, I forget, long time. But the last 5 years, we've been bringing the car down.
Whether you brought a car to the event or just looking, Ocean City is definitely a little louder this weekend. If you didn't make it to the first 2 days of OC Cruisin', there's going to be events all weekend here at the inlet lot and everywhere throughout Ocean City. Live in Ocean City, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Here's a look at our expectation going into this weekend and next week. Watching out for scattered showers. We'll talk about that rain coming up. We were bracing for possibly an entire wet weekend. Now we have to change that up a bit. We may get a few sprinkles here and there on Saturday. Better chance of rain, more organized showers on Sunday. Our Irish Eyes camera, Lewis, listen, we're holding at about 86 degrees right now, dew point temperature of 65. So we have an ample amount of moisture in the atmosphere at this point that can help kick off a chance of a scattered shower or two. We'll see increasing cloud cover throughout the late night hours. Going into the 10 o'clock hour, we'll drop to about 69 degrees. We are currently riding into the 80s for most of the inland areas. 86, Redden, 84 in Georgetown, Millsboro, as well as Bridgeville. 85 right now in Willards, and 77 degrees Ocean Pines. The winds are continuing to push out of the south for right now, and that's going to help add more momentum towards temperatures climbing into the 80s. Small craft advisory active for us at Dewey Beach, Ocean View, South Bethany, Rehoboth Beach as well. And we're looking at about 20, 25 mile per hour wind gusts there. But also, we're looking for the same situation for us on the other side throughout the Chesapeake Bay area. That's going to be a concern until at least 6 o'clock Saturday morning. Precipitation-wise, we are wanting for any kind of precipitation at this point. We're starting to dry out drastically again across the Delmarva Peninsula, but we do have that chance of scattered showers making its way, stair-stepping its way ever so slowly towards us. But it's not all that impressive right now. The latest model runs is just dwindling off as we continue to run the next model after the next one. Our chances of rain and the amount is going down as well. But tonight we're not expecting it. Partly cloudy, dropping to 69 degrees in places like Milford, Redden, as well as Georgetown. Tomorrow, bright sunshine, not even talking about cloud cover. 81 for the high in Lewis, 85 in Georgetown. We'll warm to 82 degrees, pardon me, in Cambridge, 84 in Vienna. And we're expecting 83 degrees in Pocomoke City. That's actually what was in my head just then. 77 for Chincoteague, as well as Ocean City. The winds are going to pick up momentum out of the south for Saturday evening, up to about 29 to near 30 mile per hour winds. So look for Saturday to become very breezy. The winds will back off by the time we get to Monday, but the winds will be coming out of the south, so at least it'll be a warm breeze. Saturday by 9 o'clock, we're looking at temperatures after climbing into the 80s, settling into the 70s as the sun goes down. And then we'll see a quick pushing scattered shower across for us, perhaps on Sunday. But then even Sunday's rain is not looking like an all-day event. It's looking skittish at best. So our chances of rain will escalate on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But even with that time frame, we have a cutoff low that's over in the Ohio Valley region. But because it's going to stay in the Ohio Valley region instead of drifting towards us, it's going to cut down our chances of scattered showers here to stay steady. But we're looking at spotty showers for Wednesday going to Thursday. And the amount of rain we're talking about here, we're only talking about maybe a half an inch in some areas. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast.
Thank you, Paul. The 42nd annual Spring Sidewalk Sale is back in Rehoboth Beach. The event is hosted by the Rehoboth Beach Dewey Beach Chamber of Commerce. The sale features shops putting out their merchandise on the sidewalk from today until Sunday. The event is rain or shine.
Drivers of Fenwick Island, get ready for some road improvements starting in the coming days. Starting May 5th, Jerry's Paving will work on milling roads, repaving roads, and filling in road cracks. All work is dependent on weather.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
If you've seen our vehicles out, you know the slogan, local teams, big dreams. Today, a number of dreams to play collegiately were cemented. Stephen Decatur saw 29 kids sign and celebrate their commitment to play at the next level. If you include the 8 that inked their names on early signing day back in December, that's 37 Decatur seniors headed to play college sports, a school record. The football team had 13 signees alone, the most from a single class in the sport in Bayside history. You can hear more from a couple of the signees later on tonight on The Final Score at 10:30. And up in the NBA, Greg Popovich is stepping down as Spurs head coach after 29 seasons. The Hall of Fame coach won 1,422 regular season games in his time in San Antonio, the most in league history. Pop won all 5 titles with the Spurs and spent 35 of his 37-year career in the league with that organization. Popovich now becomes the Spurs president of basketball operations. And right now on DSN, Kent Island plays Queen Anne's County for a spot in the Bayside title. Tune in. Night for sports.
Things amid to upper level clouds, however, pushing across Milford right now, 84 degrees. We're going to drop to 75 by 9 o'clock. Our umbrella giveaway winner is actually John Freeman of Frankfort. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. If you need to know what's happening to your forecast, you can call our weather line as well. It's available for you at 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstead, Mendalis, and Federico. Finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. 87 and sunshine on Saturday. Whew, that's an about face. But then a chance of scattered showers creep in by Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then we'll go back to being dry for an extended period of time. Going into Mother's Day, we're looking pretty dry for those festivities too.
All right, thanks again, Paul, and thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.